Peace, beautiful soul. It's Troi of Mama Tree Doula. I'm excited to talk to you guys today about herbal support. How are you guys tapping into your herbs? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Are you teaing it? Are you using teas? Are you making teas? Are you using herbal infusions? Are you doing it topically? Are you creating tinctures? Let's talk more about herbs on today.
Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and sick to your stomach trying to maintain pre pregnancy responsibilities, grow a baby, and be the best version of yourself for everyone else? If you desire a stress free birth and postpartum healing that physically prepares your mind, body, and soul for parenthood without the fear, confusion, and isolation that comes with unsolicited advice from both medical professionals and loved ones, then, mama, you can turn fear into joy, confusion into confidence, and isolation into connection without feeling guilty, selfish, or inconsiderate. And I'm going to show you how. Welcome to Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey podcast. I'm your host, Troi, creative mother of two, birth coach, and traditional postpartum healer. On this podcast, you will learn the effects that stress has on your pregnancy journey and practical tips that will help you seamlessly insert self-care into your daily life from professional parents just like you who desire to put the control back into the hands of mothers for a positive pregnancy, birth, and postpartum experience. So whether you're a first-time mom or a mother of many, I am here to support you as you only do the things that bring you joy. Let's go.
All right. So, what I know is I love to do a daily tea. I love to do multiple tea bags. I've always loved to do multiple tea bags in my cup. It was just something that felt good for me. I knew it was there was more to life than just one tea bag. I needed more than just peppermint. And then when I ran into things like turmeric and ginger, I was like, oh, this is amazing. But then I was like, wait, maybe it needs a little something else. So I really started experimenting with herbs from teas. Steep them from 5 to 7 minutes in hot water, and that's what you call it. You call it a day. You can get all of your nutrients, your not all of, but the things that you can gather from this plant medicine. You can get it in a 5 to 7 steep, and you can call it a day. Your early mornings, if you're looking to be invigorated, if you are looking to be warmed or healed, if you need immune support, if you want something that just tastes good, that feels good, that really serves your soul, I say a tea a day is what will keep the doctors away, okay? Bunk that apple. It's about the tea. So, what are you sipping on in the mornings? I know a lot of us go for coffee. I'm not a coffee girl. So, I also don't need coffee alternatives. But I do love a good herbal infusion. I love a good herbal blend. I love a good tea in the morning. What I did learn um, throughout my studies as a birth coach and a postpartum healer um, in Morocco, there are herbs that warm your body, and then there were herbs that cool your body. There are herbs that warm your body, and there are herbs that cool your body. I think that that's really cool. Some of my favorite herbs to use that are warming: allspice, whole cloves, fennel, star anise. I learned that thyme and rosemary are antimicrobial and antibacterial, so I started throwing those into the mix. My star anise and anise seeds and fennel, things like that, give the flavor some depth. I would even throw a bay leaf in there, okay? Now, when it comes to the whole cloves and the allspice, I feel like that's just numbing. It supports my vocals. I always love that, but it feels like it warms my body and it numbs it. So it also kind of like helps manage pain a little bit in my experience, y'all, okay? I am just telling you what I have come across in my experience with it. I don't know all the things. I am not an herbalist, but I do widely use plant medicine in my life daily. I've even gone so far as like making teas. This is funny because I used to be like, why can't I just make a savory tea? And it's like, no, sis, what you mean is a broth? Because I'd be like, I could put red onion and garlic cloves, and I can do a little bit of this and put it in a tea. That is technically a broth. It's a vegetable broth, but I was so for it. I'm like, no, this is a tea, which really speaks to my understanding of the healing powers that tea really possesses. I never did too many caffeinated teas. It's not my jam. It is not a thing that I'm into. So you're not going to catch me with black teas. You're not going to catch me with too many green teas unless I have like a throat thing I'm trying to remedy. Green tea, apple cider vinegar, a lemon, and some hot water. Boom. That's a remedy. That's a medicine. But I'm not drinking green tea for enjoyment. It's caffeinated. I don't need I don't need anything else to get me as excited as I need to be for life. I come excited for life. It is my baseline. It is the setting that I start with. Excited for life. So that's really beautiful. That's how I use my herbs, mainly as a tea. I also started to use them topically. I would infuse the herbs that I created or that I grew on a farm. I used to work at a nonprofit on an urban farm, and that nonprofit was called Urban Creators at the farm Life to Grow, right in the heart of North Philadelphia at 11th and York. I was in charge of the herbs, and I was also in charge of the added value products. So that means I could take the mints and I could take the thymes and the rosemaries and I can take the oregano and I can do whatever I wanted with the comfrey and put it into a product and share that information and that knowledge with the community. That's exactly what I did. I started to infuse oils, lavender oils, the rosemary oils, thyme oils, all kinds of oils. And then I would put them into butters and I create a body butter. And from there, I sat with that in since like 2014, right? So we're almost talking 9 years now that I've been dabbling into the topical use of herbs. Needless to say, about maybe 6 years ago, when my child was born with skin issues. Let me take that back, okay? Let me not lie to y'all. My child wasn't born with skin issues. What I understand now is that when my son came out of the womb, they wiped all of the good stuff off of his body and he got dry. The thick, creamy substance that babies are born with, the substance that keeps their skin protected over their 9 months in the womb, that when they come out, a blot is appropriate and it's necessary to remove any film, any blood, or anything like that. But that cream, that should stay there. It's there to be absorbed into their body to help really to help ensure that their skin will remain healthy for the rest of their lives. So, the first mistakes that hospitals make and parents allow hospitals to make for them is to vigorously rub that creamy substance off of their baby. You are you're betting 1,000 for eczema for your child for the rest of their lives. And if you don't really know how to remedy that and to put that moisture back in there, it's really a lifelong problem. So when it came to me and my son, I started a skincare line. I was like, I know how to do this. I know how to fix it. It was full of shea butters and cocoa butters and, a variety of herbs, oils, and butters. I put into a bottle and a container and I rubbed him down. I made sure it was safe for him, and I then shared it with the world in a product that we call Soul Journey Apothecary, where we not only create body butters, but we create liquid black soaps for the people. And y'all, let me just tell you, I'm thinking about adding some oil pulling into that. That's a different use of herbs that I really get into. I love it. If you like white teeth, if you like to draw toxins out of your body, if you like a tight little jawline, get your face right. Like, how do I get my double chin out of here? Oil pull. 20 minutes a day. And what I really love to do with that is I take some coconut oil and I put a bunch of different herbs in it. And depending on how I feel on what day, will depend on which herbs I put into it. Sometimes I might want it more cool. Sometimes I might want it more warm. But regardless of the process, I use the herbs and I use the coconut oil and I just do the thing for 20 minutes. I'm like this for 20 minutes. It's really a face exercise. So that's the third way that I use herbs. Of course, I use them to cook, right? That's number four. Then there is the infusions of it all. An infusion is different than a tea, right? So you might have a tea that steeps for 5 to 7 minutes, but then an infusion steeps for longer. It's really one's interest in drawing out the maximum benefit of each herb. Um, and whether you're using hot water or you are using an oil, your infusions come to life that way. Now, the oils are more so there's something that you allow to sit for maybe a month or more. And it can be done at a full moon infusion. It can be done at a new moon infusion. It can be done, like there are other rituals that go behind it, more intentional activities, and more intention that can go towards your infusions. But you could also allow it to sit for a few hours and call it complete. That's beautiful. Um, what else? I don't know. I just love to practice using multiple herbs at a time. Tell me what herbs that you use, and then tell me about herbs that you are afraid to use. Because what I know within our pregnancy journey, it's recommended that we don't use herbs or we consult with a healthcare professional. And I think that that's fair. It's also fair to understand that they don't always have the knowledge to share with you. Their job is to mitigate emergencies. Their job is to ensure that their job is the easiest job of the day. And they don't want you using herbs that could possibly bring on induction. They don't want you using herbs that could possibly strengthen your uterus and the muscles surrounding it, things that are uterine tonics. There are herbs that you can use and drink and consume and apply in ways that will be natural induction methods. There are herbs that will help your immune system. There are herbs that will support your mental health and your happiness and joy. There are herbs that will allow you to naturally contract and release anything in the womb that is unfavorable or undesirable. There are herbs that support our breast production, our breast milk production. There are herbs for anything that you could think about. And the best thing that you can do is connect with an herbalist and talk to them about what it is that you want, what it is that you are looking to do with each herb. And they'll really break it down for you. They will give you the simplest herb for each thing, the herb with the most impact on your desired result, but is the most gentle on your body. With that being said, I think I would love to talk more about this with a professional. Next week, I'm going to bring herbalist Robin Rose Bennett. onto the podcast and I'll interview her and ask more about some recipes, some uses of herbs, and just the benefits of it. So I really want to know, how are you practicing your plant medicine? What are you doing with your plants? And I'll leave you with the idea that as we cultivate life in general, there's a symbiotic relationship that happens when you care for your baby. Your baby cares for you. You are creating the love that you need, regardless what you think. You are creating the love that you need. When you cater to animals, you're doing the same thing. You raise animals, whether it's cows, goats, dogs, cats. You're creating the love that you need in the way that you need, right? We understand that goats do the milk thing, or they do the wool thing, or the fur, whatever it is they do. And cows do the milk thing, and they do the dairy thing. And if you are tending to them with love, then you get love back. The same thing with our plants. If you are giving them love, then they give you love back. So I also want to challenge you to consider investing in a plant or two to cater, to cultivate, to love, and to grow as your medicine. So whether that's a rosemary plant, thyme plant, a oregano plant, a basil plant, whether it is a mullein plant, lavender, mint, so many options. See how you can tap into growing your life, healing your life through your plant medicine, through cultivation. So, with that being said, my name is Troi. I'm going to talk to you guys next week on the next episode of Nurture Your Pregnancy Journey podcast. I'll see you soon.
Beautiful soul, that's a wrap for today. Look at you taking time out of your busy schedule for self-care. If you enjoyed today's episode, do me a favor. Follow the podcast and write a review. Following and sharing is the best way to ensure that mamas just like you learn how to nurture their pregnancy journey. It also lets me know if you are enjoying this. So before you go, follow and share your thoughts, all right? I will catch you on the next episode. Happy baking and happy healing.
Oh, let me come back. I ended it too soon. There's also a way that our perineum can be supported through herbs. Okay? So not only are we doing the uterine tonics, but in the postpartum, we can be using our peri bottles and squirting on not oil infusions. We can be squirting herbal infusions onto our perineum to heal, to cleanse, to do all that good stuff. We can also be doing a good sitz bath, which is where you put just a little bit of your bottom, just a little bit, not your whole body, a little bit into your bottom into a solution, into an infusion of sorts to heal that area. Is that the fifth or the sixth way? I don't know. But what I know is there is endless possibilities for herbal support, and I want you to tap into it. I want you to do some research and see a little bit more. Open your eyes to the idea, because what it is just you being natural in nature. Whew. Let's work on getting you the birth of your dreams and the postpartum healing you deserve, all right? I'll talk to you soon.